Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be cooking a little bit. We're going to be making some not your lunch lady sloppy joes. This is more of a barbecue based kind of sloppy joe that will appeal to the whole family. It's a little more, I guess, appealing to the experienced palate, you might say, the picky person. So, ingredients, I got pound and 3/4 of hamburger. The best hamburger you can get, the better it's going to be, but I'm using some stuff I get at a local meat market. I'll be using a cup of barbecue sauce. In this case, I'm using JB Fat Boys Hogwash, and it is very good. It's a tomato-based kind of sweet barbecue sauce that I really like. I'll be using some pickle juice, 1.5 ounces of actually, this is bread and butter pickles. It's just the juice out of a jar that's about empty. I never throw it away. We always save it. Use it to cook with. I'll be using some French's yellow mustard, plain old mustard. You can get fancy if you want to, but the plain stuff's just fine. About a tablespoon of Mexican chili powder, maybe 2. Depends on how you like it. I'll probably spice this one up a little more. Some salt, like teaspoon of salt, about 2 teaspoons, or maybe even a tablespoon and a half of pepper, just kind of to your liking. And I'll use a tablespoon of garlic. Pretty much that's just it. I'll make the rest of the meal is going to be pretty simple. I generally do some French fries in a deep fryer, and I might make some cheesy corn with this one. We'll see. It kind of spices it up a little bit and makes it fancy, for the kids. So anyway, here we go. Let's get started. All right, we are browning our hamburger, ground beef. We're going to brown that to about what I'd call 3/4 of the way done. About all the pink is going to be gone out of it, and then we'll drain the grease. Over here, I went ahead and got a side dish started. This is real tough. Half a stick of butter in a pan with a can of corn. I dump the water out of the corn and dump it in there. I'll add a couple tablespoons of sugar, about a tablespoon of chili powder, same sort of thing that goes into this sloppy joes, but about a tablespoon of chili powder, a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper, and by a little bit I mean like half a teaspoon maybe, and just season it to your liking. And then I'll throw in a couple slices of Velveeta sliced cheese. Melts good and it tastes good, so that's what we're after. Back in a minute. Alright, we're at the point we're going to drain the grease. I got my handy dandy Tostitos jar that's empty. That's got a little bit of grease in it for some other project, but we'll just drain that into that jar and then continue browning that meat. Okay, we're pretty much browned up. It only took about 5 minutes. So for a skillet today, you can see that I'm using a large steel skillet. You get tired of these dang Teflon skillets that just fall apart after a year or two. Go buy one of these, or a couple of them, however many you want, but they don't fall apart. Yeah, granted, they may not be quite as stick-free as a Teflon skillet, but they're pretty darn close, and you never have to buy them again. So anyway, we'll drain this grease and get back to it. All right, so we got the grease drained off and turn it up to about, just a low to medium heat. We don't need it super hot. And I'm going to start adding the good stuff. Alright, I did add a little bit of chili sauce to this as well, some chili garlic sauce, but here's our barbecue sauce. Add some barbecue and mustard and a little bit of chili in there. And this is our pickle juice, 1.5 ounces. You can add more if it needs to be a little more liquidy, once you get started cooking it down. I'm going to go ahead and add my chili powder, my salt and pepper, and grab a little garlic. I said a couple tablespoons of garlic will be enough, and we'll let this cook down. All right, we've been simmering here for about 5 minutes or so. I've added the spices and the cheese into the corn. It's pretty well melted. I'll go ahead and shut it off. I did add a little bit of sugar to that as well, because it was, well, that corn isn't very sweet. It's just a cheap can of corn. And same thing with the sloppy joes. If you find that your barbecue sauce wasn't sweet enough, you can add a little bit of sugar. Add brown sugar. And if I'm using something like KC Masterpiece sauce or another barbecue sauce, that Sweet Baby Ray's maybe, that's not necessarily as sweet as what I like, I just add a little brown sugar. So we've been simmering here for a while with the lid on, and as you can see, it's pretty well all mixed up. So looking good. Now go ahead and turn this off. It'll stay hot for a good long time. Keep it covered, and it'll be good. All right, one more step to the ultimate sloppy joe sandwich. You can't just slather it on any kind of old bread and just run with it. I mean, I guess you can, but we're trying to make it the best we possibly can, and just a little bit of effort. So I've got a cast iron griddle here. Got my buttermilk bread, 2 slices. And we're just going to add some butter. Butter one side of the bread, and I'll put a little garlic powder on the top of the butter, and then we'll toast it on our handy dandy griddle over here and serve it up. There we go. All right, we got our toast buttered, and I'm going to go ahead and lay it on the griddle. One thing I want to clarify is, when I say I'm putting garlic in something, I'm using garlic powder or granulated garlic. This is just stuff you buy at Walmart. I don't use garlic salt. I try not to cook with any more salt than I have to, and I find myself using so much garlic that if I use garlic salt in place of it, it's really, really salty. So we got our garlic on our hot griddle. I'm going to go ahead and flip these over and get to toasting. You want that heat. If you've ever toasted with a griddle, you want it to be pretty warm. Get it toasted up good and quick, and then we'll serve it up. I'm going to enjoy it. Hope you guys do too. Well, we're toasting away here. I'll go ahead and flip this over. My fancy utensils, cooking utensils. It's a fork. Give this just a couple minutes, and since I don't have, I'm just feeding myself today. I don't have my whole family here, so I'm not going to make a bunch of French fries. It's more trouble to fire up the deep fryer than it is for the fries. So I'm just going to have a little bit of cheesy corn, and boy, that looks good. See that chili powder and that pepper on there? Yeah, that's good. And this sloppy joes. So a pound and 3/4 what I started with. This is, I've easily fed 6 people with this same amount. So, that's right now, pretty darn cheap way to eat. You end up with about $10 in your hamburger and all the spices and stuff that goes into it. About $1 in a can of corn and 2 slices of cheese and a couple of spices, and then maybe another few bucks, $3 or $4 for a loaf of bread, and you can feed your whole family. Really, really affordable, and it's just so dang good. All right. All right, there you have it. Nice hot sloppy Joe sandwich, some cheesy corn, glass of iced tea. Couldn't ask for anything better. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you like this sort of thing, I plan on making a lot more. I like to eat. So, until next time, see you guys later.